the idea of founding a school was rather exciting because you could put your ideals to practice.
And the idea of inventing a school was so crazy to me. I mean, school was these big brick buildings, that's all I knew. These things that were around forever with teachers that were, 800 years old.
Thankfully, my parents said, well, we don't really know much about the new school, but we do know that the headmaster is Phil Hugney and he's a competent guy.
The funny thing, though, was there was no school. The first day of school came and we were bused down to the upstairs of the boys' club in Manchester in the Institute for Arts and Sciences, and we had to wear coats and ties.
We really felt like we had a lot of freedom being downtown and going between the classes in the two buildings until we came up to this site in February of 1967. I remember the day we got on the buses at the Boys and Girls Club and headed up Union Street. It was a snowy, rainy day, and the bus kind of came down the hill sideways, and we all got out and mucked through the couple inches of snow into the new building.
The small classes were wonderful. The faculty one-to-one with the student was wonderful.
And back then we were all in one building. The middle school was upstairs on the 3rd floor, so we were just one big happy family.
My 4 years at Derryfield were really about gaining confidence. And I got that confidence through phenomenal teachers, and also the student-teacher ratio was so much better.
The class size not only gave me the opportunity, but forced me to speak up.
When the classes are small, everyone gets attention tied to their unique abilities, and I think that made Derryfield special for me.
When he came to Derryfield, almost from the first day, he came home from school, very enthusiastic one of his first days. And he said, the older students are so kind to the younger students. They're so nice. They call us gremlins.
The relationships here are pretty comfortable. You walk through the hallways, everybody's greeting everybody. It's a pretty comfortable place. I don't think that has changed much.
The campus has grown tremendously. Programs, what's being offered, all of that is at a totally different level. And we added the 6th grade, we created a real middle school program that's very different. What hasn't changed is the teachers.
The teachers really talked to you and were really quite interested in what you were doing, and you had a different kind of conversation than you could in a large school.
I love that they seemed to care about each other, and there wasn't an isolated child sitting alone somewhere.
I became more interested academically. I became more aggressive academically. My thirst for knowledge got turned on.
I was getting a real personal connection with my teachers, even in 7th grade.
I think the school a lot of times is good for a lot of students, but a lot of students that they're good for the school too.
Fondest memories is just kids coming in and sitting and just chatting about their dreams and how can they fulfill those dreams.
The exciting thing, though, really has been the opportunity to teach sons and daughters of students of mine. That they have enough faith in us to send their own sons and daughters here. And there's no feeling that I've ever experienced as a teacher that can compare with that.
You may leave Derryfield physically, but you just don't leave Derryfield because they're always going to be interested in what you're doing. And I hope that you come back and let us know what you're up to.